It's now my pleasure to invite graduating senior Breslin Sondgeroth to deliver the student address. Breslin was selected by the Senior Class Council to represent the class of 2016. Breslin.
This is pretty cool. I didn't do very well. I mean, I did okay in sports in high school, but never thought I would be in this, grand scheme. So, Dad, I made it. Good afternoon to the class of 2016, family, friends, and faculty. Spartans, we made it. There you go, cheer it up. If there is ever a day to be proud, today is that day. Together, we have achieved, we have overcome, we have succeeded. As I stand here before you, I think of the times that we have all shared together. I reflect on many of the unique experiences that only we as Spartans know. Together, we have walked miles across this campus, leaving a positive impact on not only East Lansing, but on the world. When flipping through the pages of the past 4 years that I've spent at Michigan State, there are many of my own exceptional experiences that come to mind, one of which I would like to share with you today. This past semester, I had the great privilege of being enrolled in Communication 325 with Dr. Gwen Wittenbaum. This class covers the interpersonal communication skills used in negotiation, persuasion, and compliance gaining. When I walked into this class at the beginning of the spring semester, I really had no high expectations. I was hoping to get a decent grade and maybe learn 1 or 2 new things. But day by day, I grew to like this class a little bit more, feeling as though I was gaining an upper hand, pocketing all these tips on how to be successful after college. I sat there and listened to my classmates as they shared stories of the amazing opportunities that awaited them post-graduation, and how they had negotiated their start dates and salaries with ease. And then suddenly it hit me. I had no job. Even though I'd participated in a variety of interviews and submitted what felt like hundreds of applications at this point in my college career, I still had not landed that perfect job. I began to feel discouraged, as I imagine many of you would in my position, thinking about how difficult it can be to be an undergraduate student, thinking about how the world expected too much, and thinking that suddenly demanding to be paid a plentiful salary for a job that frankly I would be lucky to land in the first place was not something I was qualified to do. Tired of feeling this way, I raised my hand and asked, Dr. Wittenbaum, don't you think that negotiating salaries is really just based on the salary you were making at your last job? I mean, I've been a waitress and a resident assistant, a campus tour guide, a cafeteria supervisor, but the most I've ever made is $10.50 an hour. It doesn't seem like on paper there's really any reason for anybody to hire me and pay me a generous salary, knowing I've only ever made it to a $10.50 hourly wage. She then looked at me and to the class and said, Breslin, your value is determined not by what others have paid you in the past, but instead by what you are worth. The moment that this phrase left her mouth, everything clicked in my head. My Spartan experience aligned. In this one moment, I finally began to believe in the lesson that Michigan State University had been trying to teach me for the last 4 years, and that is, as Spartans, we're worth a lot. Based on the skills and experiences we have acquired here, based on the knowledge we have gained and have yet to gain, based on what we know. As Spartans, we know dedication. Getting up for that 5 a.m. shift in the dining hall, standing through the pouring rain at a football game, staying late at the library to put those final details on a project. We know victory. As the winningest class in this university's athletic history, we understand what it means to be gracious and sophisticated winners. We understand what it feels like to be on top of the world, and at the same time can appreciate the resilience that it took us to get there. We know defeat. That phone call telling you didn't quite make the cut. The game that was lost by inches. The catabus you missed by seconds. We know culture. Traveling to study abroad programs in more than 60 countries around the world, leaving our mark on every person and place we encountered. Developing international friendships and embracing the global university that we've been so fortunate to be raised in. We know diversity. Participating in campus rallies, listening to one another in an attempt to better understand how and why each of us have our own distinct story, and yet still realizing that when we all come together, we gain the power to affect change. Spartans, we know all these things and more. These experiences are ours to hold on to and to expand upon. Today is the day that all of us together recognize and acknowledge how much we are worth and the advantage that we have as graduates of Michigan State University. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I stand before you today at 21 years old, officially declaring myself an adult, honored and grateful to have been raised in such a remarkable village. And finally, if there is anyone in the audience hiring, you know where to find the best employees in the world because, well, we're all right here in front of you. Congratulations, good luck, and go green. Thank you.